track events. We were fortunate enough to be invited to a private track event in Bradenton Motorsports, so we're actually going to be heading down there right now. So we're really looking forward to doing some testing on the car, kind of get a glimpse of what, of course, we'd be expecting as far as time is concerned, and you know, trap speeds, a little of everything, I guess. So you know, we're happy that you guys are joining us. Make sure you all stay safe out there, and let's go.
Okay, we're here with Brandon. We're here at Bradenton Motorsport Park. We're actually here for a private event, which is pretty cool. We're going to test some launches on the GTR. Jim finally wants to take it out, so let's see how it goes.
Oh, you're videotaping? I thought you were taking a picture. So yeah, we got here, and what did we do? I forgot, my dumbass forgot to bring the spacers, so now we're waiting for my son to show up. But we were just told, I think we can run with the 888s. So we're just waiting for them to clean up and maybe give it a try. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. You do. You look like you're 18, man. Seriously.
Yeah, it looks a lot different than when you had hair and a beard, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
Oh, you bald guy and just a bald guy with no beard, no hair.
Sorry if I got in the way.
Money.
Get Jimbo, yeah. He's got to go on the right lane, right? Yeah. He's got his helmet on, right?
He's got it.
Jim!
How's that run?
Fucking sucks. I think it's pretty clutch. Think so? It's coming. Well, it is coming from in here. Yeah, it's clutch. Because axle wouldn't do a stop right now. Well, no, because last time we snapped the axle, it still kept going because I switched it off to rear-wheel drive. Now, so I'm not giving it up, but it's still rolling. I don't know. No. there you have it. We didn't break an axle, but we broke the diff. So, what is the moral of the story again? I think I've said this before. When you're building a high horsepower car, make sure you build the surroundings. Build your, make sure your axles are done. Make sure your tranny's done. Make sure you got the right suspension. Make sure, I mean, don't get me wrong. Everything on this car is done now per se, except for that. I mean, we were waiting for the sequential. That's why I actually brought it here too, because I knew that I'm gonna get a sequential for the car. I mean, it's, with everything that's going on, it's delayed. But even with that being said, I mean, it's, it's frustrating. I mean, we wanted to get at least 2 or 3 runs. It's just frustrating. It's just frustrating. Man, is it frustrating. Especially when you waste your money, man. You waste your money. You one pass. I got a half a pass out of this.
Are you riding with her? She's taking the truck. I'm assuming.
It's up to you. I can thank you.
All right, so I'm gonna explain here what happened.
Trailer.
I got a call to come here, bring some equipment to run the slicks. Right as I pull up after getting home to go to relax and do my thing. Wow. No, it's okay. Anyways, so I get here and we're pretty sure we just blew the front diff. So yeah, so we're gonna figure out tomorrow what's going on, so you'll see us then.
Hey, you riding with him? You guys can work on the details. Yeah, and I'll be behind you guys. It is the next morning. We are back at the shop. As you guys can see, the GTR is up on the lift. Brandon's actually removing the diff cover to figure out, of course, what exactly we broke back here. So, yeah, I mean, if it is the diff, we have already located a new diff for the front. But I mean, depending on what kind of damage or how extensive the damage is, we're going to figure out, of course, if we need to upgrade or. Well, I'm sure we're going to need to upgrade, but yeah, like. What's your diagnosis there, bud?
Well, we won't know until I open it. When we drained the fluid, there was some shininess to it, so we're gonna find out here in a minute. That's fine.
Yeah, that's one thing we want to note. Once we drained the fluid, it was a bit shiny, changing colors. I mean, it did look like there was some metal in it. So, I mean, that wasn't a good sign, but we'll have to. He won't know until this cover comes off anyway. Just keep it like balanced.
I mean, I'm pretty strong for my size. I'm not RB26 transmission strong. Oh, God.
All right, so what are you thinking, man? I mean, it's off now. Clutch is already.
We already went through the front diff. That's checked out good. Took the clutch apart. Nothing's broken there. Drained the transfer case. There's no metal shavings or anything like that. So next step is to go through the whole trans and see if there's anything else wrong there.
What about
Could it be the transfer case or?
It could be. It's not likely because they have a pretty decent sized chain on it.
Yeah.
But
these aren't really known to break like that either. What about
Well, here, spin that end, see if you can get any sound.
what the
I think I figured it out.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
Oh, input shaft sleeve broke off.
Oh, jeez.
Look at that. That broke clean, like flush too. That's like clean off.
So this goes there.
So that's what was rattling too.
So that broke off.
So we just gotta take this plate off.
Yeah, it's repairable. We can have it welded or try getting a new one.
How does that work? This needs to come off
Yeah,
now,
so
and then that'll just.
Take that cover off, clean it up, get all the grease off of it, and then have it welded, and then you're good to go.
Do you really think I should weld it?
I mean, I've done it in my drift car. I've broken it in my drift car. So, wait, don't do that yet. It's full of fluid.
Oh, is it? We didn't drain it? Oh, I didn't. My bad. I didn't know.
But I've done it. You know, it's not the best thing to do, but it holds.
Okay.
And obviously, you all know I beat the crap. I beat the crap out of my car, so you know, it's still holding to this day.
So after taking everything apart, of course, we knew what the problem was, and of course, as always, Shane came through again from Function Autosport. Man, he's come through for us many times. He's always had parts available, so you know he was able to even run one down for us, which is really cool. Shane, what are your thoughts on this, bro?
So, from the looks of things, it looks like from constant heat cycles and drivetrain shock and load, the actual transmission cover, it's called the front cover, that surrounds the input shaft,
Which I'm
sheared
assuming
right
is that.
off. Yeah. See, as you can see here, 2 pieces, and this is 1 piece.
Yeah, it's
Usually this is pressed in with a heat cycling process to put the original one in, but unfortunately you cannot get just this shaft piece
gotta get the whole
by
assembly,
itself.
right?
You have to get the whole assembly. Plus the fact of trying to heat it up and press it out, it's just going to ruin the integrity of
Yeah.
the aluminum. It's only aluminum, so
No, that's cool, man. Thanks for-
replacement's the only way to go.
That's
So
awesome.
the next step is I got to take this right here is your your clutch fork pivot. So we got to put some grease on that, transfer that one over to the new cover.
Okay.
Okay, and if you look over here inside the transmission, let's see if we can get some more light here. This is where the front cover goes. So slide this over here like that. And then we gotta line the trusty bolts up. And then it's as good as new.
Sweet.
A lot of this stuff for R32 Skyline is starting to become discontinued. So if you guys are racing these things, you know, now's a good time to look into trying to, you know, don't hoard like toilet paper, okay? But get yourself at least a second set of pretty much anything here. But I would save you the headache, and instead of getting a center section from Nissan here, just get one of the billet ones that most of these Japanese companies have, and probably Platinum Racing products. Then you're
Oh, yeah.
good to go.
PRP,
Because if you're gonna run a lot of power through a 5-speed, this is where it flexes. So you need a billet there.
Right in the center.
Correct. After I had a little brain fart working on rotaries for a while, so you got any more of that grease? I just want to stick some right here on this end. So I almost feel like I'm servicing like one of my rifles or something. Because you look for the little shiny parts, and that's where all the friction is. Then you just lube that up. You know, same thing in here.
5, and then just the top ones. and the starter.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys got this back in, huh?
Yeah. 6 issue. Broken
Throw bearing.
bearing shaft. Trans back in. Going back up.
Cool.
And then go break it again.
And then go break it again.
Okay,
Exactly.
wow.
See now, to describe to our viewers, you know how heavy these
Yes.
trannies are. You need muscle like that. See, there's our muscle. These 2 guys picked up the tranny for us.
Yeah.
Let
Not
me
even
get
weak,
everything.
not even stirred. Just
These 2 guys right here had to pick up. So you know, you need a couple of heavy hitters in order to pick up these transmissions. But good thing is it's done. We got it back in, bolting everything back down. We're gonna fill everything back up, and then
and then we're gonna rip it.
go back and beat on it. You know, see what we got to do. Cool. Damn, Brandon, what do you got there, man?
This is these things back here. Tightening shit. No big deal.
That's an extension. Yeah, those top bolts are a goddamn nightmare.
That is a starter. Is anybody knows RB starter?
In there like swimwear. Sure, line me up with this one.
Go ahead. I'm holding it. Done. Already got the starter.
Cool. 6-foot extension. It's amazing the love that my girl is getting. I got the entire crew working on the car here right now. So she is finally done. This is the second trans that we put in it now, because what happened was after we fixed the neck that broke from the throwout bearing, of course the assembly that we showed you that snapped, we installed it, went to take the car for a ride. We still were getting noises, and of course once we dropped the transmission, that's the transmission that was in the car. We'll show you guys a picture of the drain plug. It was just full of metal. It was an absolute mess. So we actually replaced the tranny right now. We've got a there's an R33 GTR transmission in there, which doesn't matter, but hopefully we'll be putting it down in a couple minutes, just filling up with oil and everything, and we'll see how things turned out. But you know, this was inevitable. I mean, we already knew that this transmission was going to go. I'm actually shocked that it lasted as long as it lasted.
On this tire, so that way I can rate that.
So we just dropped the car. We were just sitting here. We were laughing with the whole exhaust off. This huge 4-inch exhaust. We thought it'd be kind of cool to just try to start up the car with just the open header, just to kind of get an idea of what it would sound like. So literally just a downpipe. So we're gonna give her a little crank here to see what it'll sound like. It'll be pretty interesting. My son is such a retard.